Today we're taking a look at the UVO 3 technology in the dashboard of the 2018 Kia Stinger. Now, there's a lot of tech here, but this car's got a punch at a lot of different weight classes, and it comes out looking pretty good across the board. Let's take a deeper look. Now, as I mentioned, this is a fully loaded GT2 model, so we've got all of the dashboard bells and whistles. But surprisingly, most of what we're going to talk about today is standard technology across the lineup, even at the base model. I'll point out the optional features as we go along, starting with this larger 8-inch display that we have here. Now, this is an optional upgrade for most Stingers that replaces the 7-inch display that you get at the base model. But the only real difference between these systems is the larger screen gives you more real estate, which makes it easier to read things and also easier to tap around and hit buttons more accurately. The other difference between the systems is this: we've got navigation on the bigger screen. Now, I find that the screen's position is a bit of a stretch for my natural driving position when I'm on the road, and over the first couple of days I found myself wishing there was some sort of an MMI or iDrive controller down here, some sort of physical knob. But after a couple hundred miles, you get used to it. Now, the maps themselves are pretty sharply rendered. They render smoothly, they animate quickly, and the routes that they choose are about as good as the competition. It's a pretty good system we have here. Now, with or without maps, you get pretty good voice command. That's the Your Voice part of the UVO infotainment system. And the rest of the interface is actually pretty well organized, especially because we've got this bank of physical buttons down here that allow you to shortcut to different parts of the interface. Now, an interesting button in the banks is this star button here. It's a customizable key that you can set to do a variety of things. You just pop into the menu, and you find this custom button icon right here, and you can set it to do anything from going to the home screen to pulling up various menus. I've got it set up to go straight to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, so I don't have to futz around with the menus, and boom, there you are. It's a pretty cool feature. Now, it's no Audi MMI system. You're not going to wow anybody with Google Maps in your dashboard, but this is a much less expensive car, so I think I'm all right with that. Besides, most of you are just going to want to plug your smartphone into the USB port and go straight to the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay interface. Fortunately, those are standard features across the lineup. So even on the base level, you can get your apps and maps right here in the dashboard. Now, powering the sound for the wide range of media sources, anything from your audio apps to the media sources that we have here to the satellite and terrestrial radio, is an optional Harman Kardon audio system. We've got 15 speakers, around 750-ish watts of amplification, and it sounds pretty good. It doesn't scream audiophile to my ear, but it gets really loud and it doesn't distort at high volumes. And at this price, I think that's worth a thumbs up. Now, overall, the Kia Stinger has to compete at a wide range of price ranges. Anything from, at the base level, the Mazda 6 or the Ford Fusion Sport, all the way up to this top trim level, which kind of trades blows with the Audi S5 or BMW's 4 Series Grand Coupe. Now, at the lower end of that spectrum, the Stinger brings a lot of features to the table that the competition just doesn't. And in the upper echelons, we got pretty much everything you need to get the job done of driving on a daily basis without any of the bells and whistles, but for a lot less money. No matter how you slice it, it ends up looking pretty good, at least where the technology is concerned. Now, if you've already checked out our full review, you'll know that we're keeping this one as a long-term tester. So if you've got any questions about the tech in the Kia Stinger, let us know in the comments below and we'll get to it at a later date. And while you're down there, give us a subscription for even more cool car videos from theroadshow.com.